The NAWCQ has passed, and of course, we are here to pass the torch from one cancerous deck on to another. But first off, before we get into the fantastic discussion about what happened at the NAWCQ, Breast Cancer Awareness Month is coming very soon, and it is always that you should be aware of the struggles that people have that are going through breast cancer. And please, when that time comes, well, it should be every day, but remember to support these organizations. And just because we make a joke about cancer in one trading card game doesn't mean that we're being horrible degenerates in real life, because that's not how this works. Alright guys, let's dig into the NAWCQ, shall we? What the fuck do you mean Pendulum Magicians got second place and fucking Gouki won the NAWCQ? Mom! Where's my Sky Striker deck? Yeah, well, that's what I should be doing right now. So, fucking Gouki won the NAWCQ. Ha! Who didn't see that coming? So, actually, there are a few things I want to discuss from the event. A few things I heard from the grapevine. No general... Well, there's no Konami slamming to do this video. So first off, NAWCQ was great from what I've heard from many people. It's not what we care about, though. The metagame was absolutely horrifyingly stagnant. So, top 16. One Pendulum Magician. One. And he made it all the way to the finals. Now, I do have to say this. I'm extremely proud of the Pendulum Magician player. In the words of Calvin Tahan, knowing when to summon which key piece when, and basically playing a nice, steady flowing deck. In the case of Pendulum Magicians having 3 negates. It's not bad. But when you're in a format where your opponent... Honestly, this is the most uninteractive format I've ever seen. So here's the thing. Alright, so your Magician game plan, produce 1, 2, probably 3 negates, right? Between Norito, Absolute, and Dragster. I mean, like, that's your most optimal play. I don't know if the one guy was playing Dragster, but you basically want to produce this super heavy negate board, which then your opponent will try to grind against to beat you. Well, that's all fun and dandy. That's what your game plan is. And then your opponent's game plan is, well, I'm playing Gouki. I wish to occupy all zones. All base are mine. You know, I don't... It's so fucking uninteractive, man. Like, Sky Strikers want you to interact and play with the game. Gouki wants to not let you play the game, and then you've got Pendulum Magicians over here. It's like, oh hey, I produce these 3 negates. You break my board, you lose. Well, evidently, most people could not break said Pendulum Magicians boards, which is really weird. Now, this is one of the times that I do support Pendulum Magicians. I think having the deck has been hit enough that it's balanced now. And to the one person's like, the deck won the NAWCQ, you fat fuck. That deck's gonna get banned again. Chronograph to 1. Sit down. Fucking go take your seat over there in the corner, alright? Stay over there. That's where you belong, alright? With your irrelevant opinion. Alright? Just saying. There's a difference between a deck being fair and balanced and doing what it needs to do. And then you have cards like Trickster Reincarnation that exist in the current game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't ever forget that these things exist. So, that's my take on Pendulum Magicians. I think the deck is inherently fine for what it is right now. The deck has to work to achieve its negates right now. So, seeing the deck in second place in an event does not shock me at all. Now, as I said, that was just top 16. You've got 7 Trickstars in some combination of 6 Striker and 1 Mech Trickstar. Wow! I'm actually kind of happy to see the invoked Mech Knight, invoked Trickstar. Like we've seen a lot of people talking about invoked Not Invoke. Jesus, why do we keep thinking Invoke? A lot of people were talking about the Mech Knight engine is like, it was coming from the UK side last weekend. A lot of people were like, oh no. You know, Mech Knights are pretty damn good. You know, you actually have an engine that allows you to do what you actually want for essentially free, and it allows you to capitalize off of the opponent's plays, which is absolutely fucking fine, I'll be honest with you. I like the concept of what Mech Knights were intended to do within these engines, but my problem is, once again, you are playing Mech Knights. Oh, maybe it's just me, but you're playing Mech Knights, and the rest of the format's unfair. I think Mech Knights are probably the fairest engine, honestly, out there, but that's just my 2 cents. It's cool to see variation between the top cut and whatnot, but you're still playing Trick Stars. You know, your deck is still being massively degenerate for what it wants to do. And then the last big thing here, there were no pure Sky Strikers in top 16. Fuck! What the fuck am I supposed to play now? I don't want to play this Trickstar garbage. I do not like the Trickstar engine. I understand what you intend to do with it. I understand that you have a higher ceiling for combo potential. Don't get me wrong here. Robbie gets this. But my issue here with this is it's not fun to me as a stun player. I have my own gripes, my own complaints. I want to be me. I don't want to conform to the ways of the nonsensical Trickstar player. I understand that burn, throw shit at your opponent's head is fun. You know, to me, that's the most uninteractively fun approach there is. And eventually, when I get to that Trickstar, or when I get to my Sky Striker deck profile, we'll discuss a lot of the things, because I'm testing a couple of things right now from the UK. Just a little bit more interesting. And then the Heat de Resistance of the weekend. Fucking Gouki. So evidently, for those of you that do not know, Battle of Legend Relentless Revenge was in fact legal for this event. Which means I'm sure that there was one or two people somewhere in the audience that was playing Golden Castle of Big Dick. The Golden Ticket. They're like, yeah, fuck it. We'll try this. I got a lot of money. And I'm sure they were testing Iron Knight Hans and that garbage to try to capitalize on the free Soul Day without taking a normal summon. It's cute. It's not good. And we don't have Ancient Fairy Dragon. I'm sure a lot of you guys seen the old combo videos that came out before AFD got banned. Well, I'm sure a lot of people were testing it. But there were 4 Sky Striker, 4, I guess, pure Gouki, as we're going to say it. But that wasn't the biggest thing coming out of this weekend. So, in addition to Golden Castle of really, really big dicks, there was the thing that made Gouki Gouki, and it's our new friend Topological Gumblar Dragon. And I've heard countless complaints about Gumblar out here because you thought your opponent extra linking you with Karibo was dumb as fuck. Well, they can evidently produce this link for that says if another monster is special summoned to a zone this monster points to while this monster is on the field, discard up to 2 cards from your hand, and then of course then your opponent discards the same number of cards. No problem, right? Seems pretty standard. If this card is extra linked, you can make your opponent discard 2 cards or their entire hand if it's less than 2. Then if they have no cards in their hand, you get to bring your opponent for a 3k. And of course you can only use 1 effect per turn. But you extra link this guy. You force 2 cards from your opponent's hand. Hello? And then, during your opponent's turn, if this thing is extra linked and they special summon to the zone that it points to, they're forced to, you go over here. This is where you go. You just discard 2 cards, force your opponent to burn even 2 more. So, here's the thing. I make Gumblar, extra link it, take your turn. Alright, cool. So, on your turn, you are forced well, if I accidentally kick, you burn 2. Okay, so you start your turn on 4 cards. If you special summon to a zone that he points to, I discard 2, force you to discard the rest of your hand, or 1, depending on what your resource pool is. Now, Gouki inherently in itself can make moves on 2-card hands. Like, it's no problem there, honestly. But the other 95% of the meta can't handle this shit. So, fun fact, evidently, if you give Gouki an extra deck monster that gives him the ability to extra summon, to capitalize and burn the opponent's hand, you evidently move them up the ranking. Who knew? Now, I don't think the winning list, I didn't see him produce it. I saw Trigate and company, things like that. I don't think he was playing it. I could be wrong when deck lists come out. But the thing is, for the other 1,700 people participating in the event, just because the one person made it to the finals doesn't mean that the rest of the metagame was not impacted by Gumblar in some way. Because I do guarantee you, there was a lot of salt in that room from a lot of people getting Gumblar, and it is not a fun, interesting card. Now, Beauregard and Golden Castle, Big Dicks, they don't think they made as big of impacts as they should. But in this format, Gumblar was probably one of the most troublesome cards coming out of the NAWCQ. Now, are we shocked to see Sky Striker Trickstar not win the event? No, Gumblar made a more of an impact here than it did in Europe. Remember, Europe does not have Link Kuriboh, so their 2-card combos we have here extended to, I think it was 3 to 4 card combos over there, which is much more taxing on the deck. Where are we going from here? Well, I think we're going into a Gouki format. Summon Sorceress goes terminally legal this Friday, which is so bad. Like, you don't actually... So, every time I think of Summon Sorceress being legal, I end up having to fucking wash my hands. And this is how much I've had to wash my hands. This is the last of what I have left for soap. Let's just... soft. Yeah. After you're done destroying yourself. But we are going into a much heavier cancer format. I would definitely expect things to be a lot worse than they actually are at this set point in time. So do bear that in mind as we do advance into the future here. The results are about what I expected. Something not named Sky Striker Trickstar 1. Of course, it just happened to be the second most cancerous deck in the format. Now with 200% more cancer. This is life. That's all I got for this video, guys. Please, 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 please like this video, of course. Turn on those bell notifications if you do enjoy the fat pink man himself. And, well, guys, hopefully, we do find one of the best cures to cancer. What is it, by 2050? I think is what we're going for here. Hopefully. Alright, guys. Peace on out. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.